All right, good afternoon. We're going to get into the end of the day stock market analysis. Want to kind of cover where we're looking to close out the day. Pretty choppy day today and really the last few days. So I'm going to start out with the triple Qs. Guys, drop me a thumbs up if you find value here. Triple Qs on the hourly. We've been battling with this level pretty much all day, and it's right there. 291.51. We've just chopped through it several times. That's the gap. So you'll see that basically the point is we rallied. We started to rally here, and this is the rally I was looking for. We hit our first resistance level. We sold off, and we came in and filled this gap right here. All right. So if we're going to continue to rally, I don't know if we will, but if we're going to, this is an area where the buyer should be stepping in to buy after we fill the gap. And then we could potentially still rally up to that target of 318. All right, that's completely in the cards. I don't see any indication one way or the other today because today's price action has just been extremely choppy, just up and down through these levels. So we'll see who wins the battle, but there is obviously the potential to hit this final target on this rally trade that I've called out back here when we started to rally last week. All right. Now, we did hit the first level of resistance, 305, so that was an area to take profit or potentially even short at. But again, this is where the buyers should be stepping in, so we'll see if they actually do. Okay, so no real change there. Let's look at Netflix and just some individual trade ideas. I'd also want to go through the gold miners, look at some of these gold miners, kind of interesting, and I didn't cover those in the morning video. Netflix, on the hourly chart here, so I'm making this downtrend line. This is from the gap down. We've got a resistance, 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 and you can see we're getting another reaction right here. So we're going to follow this trend line. I don't have any breakouts or buy points at this point, so I'm not going to be long until I get a buy signal. The buy signal will come on an impulsive hourly break of that trend line. All right. The one thing I do want to point out, the bullish divergence is still intact. So there it is on the hourly chart. See how the momentum is just moving straight up in Netflix while price has been drifting lower? All right, so you got bullish divergence. We don't have a buy signal yet, so we just need to see that buy signal. If we get it, I do think we will run up and hit. First target would be gap entry, 244.82, and then potentially gap fill at 329. I don't know about that one, but gap entry I think is very likely at 247-ish, or right here. All right, 245. So mark that out and just watch for the buy signal. If you see it, that's what I'll be taking action on. Until then, I'm likely just going to sit on my hands and not take any trades on it. Okay, so this AVGO. So on that daily chart, this is what I talk about while you want to see an impulsive sell signal. We have broken the trend line. Okay, the trend line on the daily, you can see support through here. There's another reaction, and we broke today, but look at where it's at. It's just they're kind of recovering it. It's not clean enough for me to say this is a buy signal, or sorry, a sell signal. So could be a bear trap. I'm not in it. I don't have a position right now. I'm just, I'd like to see it. For a sell signal, you need impulsive selling. So if they dump it into the close and it closes maybe down here, that's your sell signal. If if they're able to kind of hold it right in here or even rally it up to the trend line, then you don't really have an official sell signal, and we need to wait till till the next few days to see what we get. So nothing going on there. Just want to kind of give an update on it. Okay, gold. Let's look at gold. So gold, spiked up today. There's a few things going on in gold that I think are important to pay attention to. One, on the daily chart for gold bullion, we have this big downtrend line, and this is the big isometrical triangle right here. The bottom part of it is big bull market support, and then the top is just this corrective pattern. So that was the triangle we were in for over a year and a half, I think. It was in this pattern. We finally broke out back here. So this is a nice impulsive breakout, and then we came in for a full back test. Now, as you can see, so now I've given you kind of the story behind the bigger patterns. So as I zoom in, you can see that over the last week or so, They've, broke below this trend line, but they've managed to pop it back up and recovered it. So could be a bear raid, all right? Stop raid. You pop below a key level, run a bunch of stops, and then you rally, and that's all she wrote. So in general, this is looking bullish. Now we still have the 200-day, which is right here. We're just above it right there, so we do want to keep an eye on that. And then we also have this trend line right here, 1847. So we need to see more follow through, maybe more buying tomorrow. If you see more buying and maybe another green day and you recover this trend line, likely tells me that this price action right here was the bottom. It was the stop raid, and we're going to rally from here. And I'm not talking about just a little rally. I'm talking about the continuation of the bull market that started back in 2018. Okay, so you'll just continue that bull market. We've been in a bull market since 2018 on this gold bullion, had a big long 1.5 year correction. We broke out, we back tested, and then if you can recover, then it will be the continuation of the bull market. We should take out the all-time highs and make new highs, probably moving up to about 2,700 or so, 2,700 in the price of gold. So that's what I'm looking for. And let's look at some of these miners, some that are standing out. WPM, wheat and precious metals. So this is kind of I think they do silver and gold, but this one you can see they all have this corrective pattern that gold was in. So this is back in August 20, big corrective pattern here. But again, this one also broke out. All right, we had a breakout and we had a back test. All right, the back test undercut the trend line there, so it was a little, I wasn't taking a position. But look at what's going on today. Big old in gold, big old candle recovering the trend line. Nice bullish candle. Tells me that this was the stop raid and we've now seen the bottom, and these are free to rally on to new highs. All right, so this should likely bring in new highs in this stock. So I did take a position on it. As long as we can hold this, and sometimes they dump it into the close and you don't get that confirmation. So it's, we still have an hour to go, but as long as we can hold it, to me it looks like this was a bear trap, and we've recovered and we should rally from here. Now that's just this one. They don't all look that way, but there are several that do look that way. Here's MTA. You can see this has the same pattern. All right, look at this. Bullish engulfing, or sorry, not a bullish engulfing, a bullish falling wedge pattern, kind of a flag. But the bottom line is this was support right down here. All right, all these reactions on this daily chart on this one, we undercut it in this big impulsive sell-off, but they've managed to recover the support. And the last couple of days, we've just been kind of holding that support. The point is, we broke and we recovered. We should rally up to the top and ultimately break this to the upside. But just again, a breakdown and a recovery is bullish, so we have to take that for what it is. Here's another one, AG. So this is First Majestic Silver, but the point is, same kind of pattern. You can see we've got support right here. This was the support line. This is a bullish falling wedge pattern. We broke to the upside. They collapsed this thing all the way down, but you can see that right here we broke down and we're starting to recover. Probably going to close right there on that trend line. Don't keep us guessing, but it looks like it's a recovery. So as far as I can tell, this flush out move where it broke the support was a bear trap, and we're likely going to hold and move higher from here. So keep an eye on that. I'm looking for pretty impulsive buying once everyone recognizes the selling's over in these miners. They don't all look good, but many of them do. All right, that's another what I want to point out. HMY, I want to point this one out. This one's coming off November 2015. So you've got support on the daily, support here. Here's COVID support. Hit it again right here. We hit it again right here. And recently we broke the trend, but you can see, boom, they're recovering it, starting to recover it. All right. And if you flip to the weekly, and that's where this is really going to matter. All right. If I go to the weekly chart, you can see if they manage, really it's going to come down to tomorrow. If they can close this above this, and we close the week back above support, then these last 2 weeks were just mere bear traps, false breakdowns. And from there, because we're right there on big bull market support in this, we should rally. All right. And it's not going to go straight up, but should be a continued rally. The next leg higher in an ongoing bull market that started back on this one back in 2015. Here's a little penny stock. This one, I do have a position in this. It's pretty small, but because this is a penny stock. But again, same pattern. All right, you've got support there. We broke down and we recovered it. This one recovered a couple days ago. So false breakdowns in a lot of these stocks. It just bodes well for the bullish case on these miners. They don't all have perfect bullish cases, but definitely the false breakdown and the recovery is at least in the short term bullish. So we'll keep an eye on it, and I'll let you guys know if this continues to shape up. Trade idea here. I talked about this, I think, in my live stream, but here's ADSK, Autodesk. Basically, what we've got is a bullish falling wedge pattern. All right, we're marking out the key areas of resistance. There's one, and we are right there. No buy signal, no breakout, so I don't have a position in it, but there is the potential for a long trade here if we get the buy signal. All right, we have bullish divergence. See the momentum? See how the momentum's just moving up right here and here, while price continues to fall and kind of wedge out. You see a bullish breakout of this trend line, and that's your buy signal. First area of resistance, 223.28. You might get a small reaction right here. It does look like there's maybe minor resistance kind of right in here. We'll mark that out as well. 203.90. It's about 203.50 or so. 203.90. You break out, you'll probably hit that right off the bat, and then maybe consolidate for a few days and break up to the next level, 223.28. And then ultimately, I think the final target, I have to go to the weekly chart, because again, this is just a bear market rally. Anytime I say, in a lot of these stocks, these tech stocks and stuff, if you're going to get a rally, it's going to be a bear market rally, at least under how I'm reading the market. The gold miners will continue to rally and run because gold does well potentially in a bear market, but these tech stocks don't. So just understand that when I say we might rally, I'm looking just for a bear market rally. But the final target could be a back test of this trend line, 249. We haven't really had a full back test, or whenever it actually hits, but that could be possible. Here's, this is basically was big support, this trend line, and we finally broke. So break and a back test could make sense. All right. So something to look for. I don't know if I'd hold out for the back test. Again, I think if you nail this one and it goes up to 223.50 or so, that's probably good enough from my perspective. You don't want to press your luck in a bear market rally, Catch the rally, and you want to get out when it's, when you can. But that's still a rally of 13, 14% if we get it. So going back down to the hourly chart, you can see just kind of starting to break. But again, we're above it. My trend line might be slightly off, and it's not impulsive. So we need to see impulsive buying for a buy signal. Until then, we could come all the way down here again. So that's what I'm looking for there. Here's a potential setup, not an actionable trade yet, but definitely a setup. This is Zendesk, IT cloud company, I think. Basically, here's your bull market on the daily chart going back to 2016. All right, you've got support. You hit support there. You hit support here, and you can see where we're trading at right now. All right, so we're still on support. No sell signal, no reason to short the thing, but it's definitely on watch for me at least. Recently, we were rallying kind of right here. You can see just making a series of new highs. And when we were doing that, it was with negative divergence. All right, so there's your negative divergence, those rallies. So now we've traded down, sold right down to the major trend line support. We break this, we take this out. That's your sell signal. And, that's a big sell signal. It's just telling you that the bull market in this stock is finished and we're going to now enter a bear market. And so if that happens, we'll look for areas of support. We've got a minor area, right? We've got some support right here. And I don't see, it's kind of minor support, but basically 91.05. You take that out, and I really don't see a whole lot till we get to about right here at this level. Decent support there, and that's 62.82. Below that, you've got kind of the COVID lows, which is right in here at 50.34. Okay, so we'll just mark that out. Good support there at 50.34 for sure. So that's trade setup. Again, I'm not taking a trade yet. I need to see a breakdown of the trend line, a sell signal, but we'll keep it on watch. And that's really all I have. I don't see too much else. I'm going to get the video out. Guys, check out my course if you're interested in that. Link in the description below. It'll help you with this thing called trading and technical analysis. And drop me a thumbs up. Catch you.